You know, your aunt told me all through your childhood that you would one day make a thoughtful and diligent prime, and still, here you are. You wear a woven bracelet of deep green vines inlaid with sapphire gems. Though it's not a normal bracelet, it chooses who sees it, and in response to your mother, it pulses to a pattern, speaking directly into your mind.
She's right, Nazir. You really should be striving for a higher position. Don't you want to be king? Commander? Ruler? In charge of something?
Nazir just taps on the bracelet, which is his little process of saying, please stop talking.
Every day, it feels like you lose a little bit more of the confidence I felt on that day. Your reason for fighting. The determination that drew me to you.
The determination that drew you to me? Sure. And I'm going to get back to my game.
The game continues, and you lose the first round. Your mother has continued to speak about expecting something different to come from your life.
Yeah,
you reply that what she said was rude, and you know that the bureaucracy is stupid and that it's just going to take a little bit more time. And in response...
How much time, Nazir? Someone else in the city is opening the Oath Gate. That should be you.
Just shaking my head.
You win this next round, and in response she says...
Winning doesn't mean everything. It's just a game.
Nazir pauses, tries to think of a retort that would shut her up for the moment, can't, and takes silence in for himself.
You continue to play the game with your mother, and you come out on top. She stands to pace and continue thinking of a way where she can convince you that she is right. And in response, you hear...
Well, that is just great. Neither of you are going to move forward. Just stuck in another loop with no progression.
You may perceive it as a loop, but that doesn't mean it isn't. Your perception isn't the truth of what exists. Maybe it's just a step back, and that's fine. But I am progressing, whether or not she sees it or whether or not you see it. I believe I'm progressing.
Well, we shall see, won't we?
The door is swung open by Baxtol. He presents you with the information that you are wanted in Yemzil's chambers, and you follow him, encountering Tigzir on the staircase of the palace. She comes up and embraces you, and you hear...
Nazir, we haven't been to Tigzir's home in ages. She is so hospitable, and her parents are the nicest people. Not like the stuck-up viziers upstairs.
Yeah, I would actually agree with you on that. Yeah, I agree, yeah.
You ask about bringing the Axehound in, and she says...
Why do you even like those Axehounds? They chew on everything and anything, and they're smelly.
You can't smell, Fee.
Well, I know they're smelly, and so it feels like they're smelly when I am around them.
But they're cute. They have, little crustacean-like bodies, and I think the carapace really sets them to be one of the cutest things that exist. You just have bad taste, and that's okay.
I think baby Rishadium are cute. Way bigger than they should be.
My face goes dark.
You continue up the staircase, and you enter Yemziel's office. As soon as you step in this doorway, you feel a pulsing.
The air feels heavy here. Something abrasive rubbing against my head. I am disconnected from the outside.
Stay quiet and just keep your wits about you.
You continue through the conversation. Yemziel presents you with her signet seal on the paperwork, and you make your way out, trying to leave. And you hear Thea reply to you,
Are you sure you want to do this? The merchant might be dangerous, and you might be late to Tigzir's house. She told you not to.
I would rather not deal with the ramifications of this, so I'll just deal with it. A merchant in this little area of the capital isn't going to be that dangerous. I've dealt with worse. It'll be all right.
You continue walking towards the outskirts, passing by the veterans. There is a deep longing that you feel as Thea reaches out and says,
Please, Nazir, please look at them. I know you want to move on and not be a warrior anymore, but you have to remember, you can't turn your eyes away.
Avoid? What are you? I look over and see them. I'm not avoiding. They will be sure to receive some sort of aid, and the work that I would like to do should benefit them in some way. And I keep going.
I don't believe that's quite the same as remembering.
but you continue on and make your way to the outskirts of the city. In this moment is exactly when you pass by Luka, and she reaches out again.
I felt something. Another radiant is nearby. It's probably that storming Oathgate opener. He really twists my vines.
Good for them. Let's keep going.
A few moments later, the Oathgate flashes.
Nazir, did you feel that? The beads in Shadesmar, they're practically jumping. Someone really powerful just walked through that Oathgate.
Good thing I'm not talking to him. Let's go.
We cut to you holding the merchant in the air, threatening him.
Please be gentle with him. He's not nearly as scary as I thought.
Come on, it'd be kind of funny to mess him up, right? Just a little bit?
It is not funny. He is helpless to you.
Isn't the whole thing you want me to be the big bad knight radiant? This guy's kind of a bad guy.
I don't want you to be big and bad at all. I want you to be Nazir.
Okay.
Klazmakl is dumped out of the barrel, and you just hear a laughter from Thea, seeing this little boy. And then a little bit later, as he touches Baxtel's foot, and Baxtel tries to step forward and instead falls on his face, she laughs even harder.
I think I moved too much, Nazir. I think I let him see me. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Klazmakl grabs the rooftop with this beam of light and pulls you both to the top. You run across the rooftops. With her blue gem eyes, they're gleaming with excitement, and she smiles the similar blue-green gem teeth at you. But she's not speaking, she's just enjoying this time with you. Then we cut to you are on the rooftop with Pako. You're both accusing each other of being rude. There's tension in the air, and Thea speaks up to say,
I can give you a boost in understanding different cultures and maybe help the two of you find common ground.
And Nazir, of course, rejects this.
Yeah.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Knights of Desolation with us, the four Cremlings in a Pod. This is episode 3, and in the intervening time between episodes, we finally got the actual Cosmere RPG books in the mail, so we got the physical stuff right here. Allie's going to be out there rolling the real Stormlight dice. I got my own opportunity die here. And who wants to kick us off with a character fun fact?
Here's a fun fact about Pako. He can use his spark flicker with his toes. It's very dexterous with those things, and he just likes to do it as a party trick. He'll sometimes be he's been known to pull up his dirty ass feet onto the table and just lights them up with that spark flicker with his toes.
Does he always wear sandals so that he can do that like at any time?
I would say the majority of the time he doesn't wear socks. So he can just kind of either boots, sandals, whatever he's got on,
He keeps the puppies
How long
out.
are his toenails?
Boots with no socks is crazy.
He's also he's a huge believer in no padding in shoes.
I'm sorry.
It's really just there. It's really just there to protect against rocks. And so he doesn't get cut on the foot. But he's like a flat foot guy. Loves to have the callus and can use a spark flicker with his toes.
Yeah, he would love those toe shoes, but cut out so that they're like mittens.
Well, they just too confining, wide box toes. It's really what his jam is.
Well, aren't mittens the ones that actually cover the full thing? What are you talking about? Gloves? You mean gloves?
Yeah, like fingerless glove.
Yeah, fingerless
shoes.
gloves. Because mittens
If they
fully
invented
covered.
fingerless glove shoes, he
Whatever.
would probably be the first investor in it. But one very important thing about Pako and his feet is that he is very meticulous in cleaning them.
Didn't you just use the word dirty?
Yes, he's very meticulous in cleaning them once a week.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. I mean, I'm Allie. I play Luka. If we're gonna, maybe we'll do a foot theme here. Is that Luka can draw and fire an arrow like with her feet. At a certain point, you just kind of like she got too good at using her arms and wanted a challenge, so she took like 2 weeks to practice doing it with her feet.
Must be tough though out there in the icy wastes of the peaks.
Well, she doesn't do it on the slope. She just does it in the village.
Only training targets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be honest, that's terrifying.
I've seen people do that shit before, and it's like genuinely scary. Like they stand on one leg and they like it's crazy. It's
I don't know how they have the hip flexor mobility to do that, but also I forgot to say, my name's Andy and I play Pako.
I'm Myles. I play Nazir. I don't know if I have if we're doing foot themes. I don't know if this. Really put me on the spot there. If we're going to keep in line with that, I will say this. I would say Nazir is very flexible. Like, he can do, like, full splits, like, back to, like,
That's what I'm talking about.
He's very flexible.
Nazir fucks, dude.
Nazir is really good at open mouth kissing.
That's the only thing he's good at.
That's in reference to our notes while we were backtracking on doing some stuff. I wrote in that perchance they find common ground in open mouth kissing or measuring their foreskins. But
is circumcision like a thing on Roshar?
Well, no,
it's not.
They haven't invented autism yet, and I just heard RFK Jr. today say that kids that are circumcised have a 2 times the likelihood of developing autism because of the Tylenol.
Because of the Tylenol.
Definitely gonna have to cut that out.
Yo, cut that. Jews, circa 4,000 years ago.
No context, blank space for 2 minutes, and then foreskin, and then we keep going.
I would. Yeah, I don't think they do, but I don't know.
I wouldn't think that's a thing.
It's not like advanced medical tech though, right? We were doing that for ages. So.
You don't need advanced medical tech for that.
Yeah,
we have been doing that for nearly 4,000 years.
But I guess the question. I guess the question is if like a Knight Radiant that was an adult got one, and he still assumed his identity of having one, he could probably just regrow it.
That's true.
Oh my god, you're so right.
Holy shit.
Not something I thought I'd be thinking about today.
This session, we're going to have a bank of opportunities and complications. So instead of whatever bonus or drawback you would take, we'll at least do nothing mechanical. Maybe we'll do a bit of a story thing, but those will be banked somewhere where when you reach a certain number, something will happen, and that could be good or bad. Because
you have the +2 and +4, are those banked the same, or is those banked differently?
Okay, no, those are both banked the same. Yeah, so those are both one, complication.
So, like, you can just say, like, I want to use my opportunity that I banked, or, like, you'll decide.
So when it's in the bank, you won't be allowed to use it. That is, like, it's permanently gone. Like, that is used up for something later that if you guys don't hit the cap, it will not get used at all.
Okay.
The other thing is, mechanically, there are some things that it seems like it's not a perfect balance between the Radiant Spren abilities. So we're going to be adding a couple of those in, even though not everybody has a Radiant Spren yet. I will say that for the Cultivation Spren, using one focus, you'll be allowed to make a 10-foot vine that can hold the weight of one human, just as what Lift does in the novels, and we'll come up with something for the rest of them as the story goes on, just to give them a little bit more of a mechanical bonus.
When I reach the 5th ideal, I'm going to make a giant green dragon that eats people. So just
yeah, I bet you are. Yeah, for sure. For sure. We return to the center of all the action, Azimir, the capital of Makabakam. 2 years since the victory was declared over the Voidbringer horde. The Oath Gate continues to burst alight every 10 minutes or so, welcoming in travelers from across the continent. The sun continues rising higher into the sky. Storm dials, like flags, hang angularly off of rooftops, indicating approximately 1 hour until noon when the Prime will announce the Radiant who achieved the second ideal and opened the Oath Gate. But more importantly, he'll be declaring the allegiance of the Makabakam Kingdom in this new world order. Clouds form on the horizon while the hot sun beats down on the capital city. 6 figures, 5 human and 1 axehound, stand atop a 5-story high rooftop overlooking the center of the city and the Bronze Palace, which punctures the uniform skyline. Below you is a vast, flat, circular market ringed by residential and administrative buildings. The 10-floor Capitol building crowning its northern apex. You all stand to the south. There is a near constant flow of foot traffic entering the courtyard from every direction. Unarmed guards begin to limit certain entrances, directing overflow crowds to nearby viewing locations, which most locals understand and respect, while the foreigners linger to argue a little bit. As Pako saw, these law enforcement officers are not constables, but more like public safety crossing guards. They do not carry weapons, and they are more administrative folk. Klazmakl continues to lean out over the balcony further than should be possible without tumbling down to the balcony below, blue rings of allspren blooming around his eyebrows and rising into the sky where they dissipate into the mist like haze. Luka. Freedom continues to fly around this space, giggling and flying straight in front of the true man's face, making funny faces, and then zips over to you and sits on your shoulder. Only you can see me, you know.
Yes, I do know.
Why do you think that is?
I do not know. I would not claim to understand what your motives are, but maybe just they're not as fun as I am.
I don't really understand how things work either. You know, that was really scary back there. We couldn't protect all those baldies inside. Prayer feels really sad about it.
And Michael, he can hear me, can't he? And I turn and I go, well, Prayer, you were a very, very good boy. You did the best you could. No one asked for more than that. You were just there. I give him little pats on the head, and do they have ears? I scritch behind his ears.
They have
his
antenna.
His
so
antenna.
He's like chirping at you, and it's almost like a purring, but it's like.
I'm sorry, I need to sit with that sound for a second.
While you're doing this, Luka, you can like sense just the presence of Nazir behind you, just like standing above you.
I turn like kind of slowly. I look at Prayer and Freedom, and I'm like, one second, please. I feel that. And I turn around. And I go, hello, you and your funny bracelets. I think that is hello. Can I help you?
Fully not looking at you, looking at the egg sound. Then I slowly turn to you. Is the egg sound yours?
Well, he's not mine. He is my friend.
I get on my knees, and then I just like outstretch my hand to him, trying to let him sniff me, do whatever, get accustomed.
Pako leans down and tries to do the same thing, going shoulder to shoulder.
I reach out further.
Pako reaches. His arm's too short, though.
Let's see, what's the animal handling? I think we might just have nature. No, what do we have here?
Maybe like lore or persuasion. Persuasion.
Just persuasion. We'll just do persuasion here.
No, I will say this. I like axons. I interact with them. I absolutely get to roll this with advantage.
I'll roll a luck check to see if you get advantage. Okay, I got a nat 20 here on the first roll of the night. Yeah, you can take advantage on this, and
it didn't matter. Okay, I got an 11.
No, with an 11, that's enough for him to walk up to you and just rub his carapaced head up against the side of your leg, and it's not soft, but It's calming, and it's not like a snake, like that's scaly and has a kind of smoothness. It is rough, but
Naked cat.
yeah, kind of like a naked cat, maybe.
I just slowly like pet him, and I try to be real perceptive of the point at which he feels the most comfortable.
And you find a point just middle of the back between the second and third legs on the middle of its hide. And with that, he starts using two of his back legs to sort of kick at the air.
Oh, yeah.
And Freedom still talking with Luka. You still feel her, though, right? The assassin?
I don't know, do I?
You do, because this is someone that you saw earlier.
Right now I can't, but if you give me just a minute, I am be happy to tell you what direction she went in.
We can do this too. And Prayer is going to look up at you, Nazir, give a little chittering, and walk back towards Luka, where you're kind of at the edge of this rooftop. He walks up, sits down next to you on his belly, the 6 articulated limbs curling inward, and reaches that praying position that you taught him 2 years ago.
I sit down right next to him and close my eyes, and I seek my quarry.
While the rest of the conversations are happening, you guys are doing this. He is sniffing the air, and the two of you extend your spiritual awareness to find a connection with this murderer. In a bustling city like this, filled to the brim with tourists and merchants, finding a single individual is a lot like jazz. It's about the notes you don't play, or about the scents that you don't smell. First, you notice a distinct absence of smell. Then you perceive a bubble around this person that's preventing all other senses as well. The silvery, shimmery metal that was woven into their hair creates a pocket of nothingness. And with that, you easily spot the hooded figure blending into the crowd below and are able to keep your eyes on her very clearly.
Oh, she's right down there. And I want to roll perception, and I say, but there is this... It's just such a strange thing. There was this guy with this thing that he had. Like, it was a musical thing, I think, but I've never seen the likes of it before. I very much desire one of those. Is he down there as well?
You can also track him similar to what you're doing now. You can drop this and instead look for him.
I can't do 2 at once. I just want to see if he's still there.
You would have to drop it. That's what I'm saying. You could drop
Yes,
this.
I would have to drop it, yes.
Yeah, so do you want to drop this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just watched her go on a killing spree, no.
Okay, you're keeping your eyes focused on her, and the true man is going to use his elbow, bump into Pako here, and just say, that guy, that lady there, she's talking with the Axehound?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm new to this too. I think she can talk to the Axehound.
Sounds like you can't talk to an Axehound. I can't talk to an Axehound.
Not very proficient at talking to Axehounds, no. Usually they just make the weird chittering noise, and I just pass on. What are y'all doing?
Looking for... Did you not see that crazy flow-in one? We are looking for her.
No one else
but
saw
then I
her.
got distracted by you talking to an Axehound. Kind of seems
Well,
weird.
he's the goodest boy. He's such a good boy. Aren't you a good boy, Pray? And I pat him on his head.
Wait,
Yeah,
did you just... Hold on, Pako. Relax, okay? Relax, guy.
I'm very relaxed, as you can see.
I'm gonna walk by Pako. I'm gonna, do a slight little nudge. Kind of forceful. And then when I'm next to Luka, I'm gonna ask her, you said you saw a flowing one.
Yes. She looked very dilapidated and quite injured, but it was all a ruse. And she has murdered some innocents, and I see she is right down there. Do we want to come? Would you like to help me apprehend her?
Two questions for you. One, is she tall?
Yes, she's quite tall.
Yes.
Okay. 2, what was the nature of this encounter?
In a sense, she was pretending to be an injured person. It seems in order to get into everything else around here, and then enacted quite violence among these people. It seems like a covert type of mission that she is on.
Can I do an insight check on the previous interaction she had with Prayer?
Yeah. What are you trying to find out?
I want to, Nazir's a pretty worldly of, kind of understanding what's going on. So I want to see if it's possible, there's just other Spren being around in this area in this moment.
Okay, so yeah, you're specifically reaching out your spiritual awareness.
Yes. Oh, you love to see it in that one. All right.
Yeah, you are very distracted by all of the energy in the air. So in the courtyard below, there are thousands of Spren. There are so many people packed in here that there are, annoyance Spren, people nearby bumping into each other. There is laughter Spren from groups. There is anxiety Spren, people that are unsure of what's going to happen next, but mostly probably excitement Spren are blooming up across this area. And on the rooftop itself, you're not seeing anything. And neither is Thea, your ally on your wrist.
Talking to the group as a whole, I can see them, but I want to ask, do any of you guys have a sword? Or a spear, at least?
Well, I got a side sword right here. Why?
Can I borrow it?
You gonna give it back?
Yes.
Pako and the True Man did get their supplies before leaving the prison. It was all in an administrative lockup, but all of the guards were away. They were trying to get a view of the Oath Gate opening. They were so excited.
Let's be honest, it was just in a big bag.
It was there's a big trunk by the entrance and exit because most people it's kind of like drunk tank lockup. They bring them in, they let them go.
Pako, I'm gonna level with you. I don't like you. Not in a mean way. Not in a mean way. Not in a mean way. It's just
nothing but cordial. You even give me a handshake. My jaw still hurts.
I don't know if I would say throwing crim at someone is cordial, but I'll take your word for it. There is a flowing one. Things could get dangerous. I need to check this out.
Well, can I come? I'm very stealthy.
Sure, but I need a weapon. I didn't bring one with me. I didn't really expect to need one.
Well, how about
so
this?
I need a sword.
How about this?
Okay.
You and I go together. And when you need the sword, I'll throw it at you.
What's if we're caught unaware and she whoops both of our asses?
Well, that's what we have too. Also, I'm very...
I am
Wait,
here.
two swords or two people?
Two people.
Paka. I look to Luka. Luka, have you ever been in war before?
I've been in war several times.
Nails nuts. Luka, have you ever been in war?
No, I am quite the skilled hunter, though, and Prayer is nothing to cough at either by the name of Villis.
I looked at Cosmere.
Have you been in war?
Yes, I've been in war. Yes.
Well, then you would know that surprise is the first characteristic of the offense, right?
It is, yes, but surprise may be hard to get, and flowing ones can be pretty elusive.
And I'm very stealthy.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt this riveting conversation, but the flowing one is moving away. How about we settle our dispute and make a plan?
The flowing one is staying, moving through the crowd a little bit, but more trying to just get to the center of the crowd and blend in. Not moving away, but seems to be peaceful, not raising any alarms or anything, and you have a very clear view of where they're at.
I hate to get in the middle of this dispute, gentlemen, but the longer we stay up here arguing, or maybe she can see us, the more likely we are to be made. So maybe we make a plan, eh?
Well, have you guys ever heard about the one stealthy Hadazian?
No, tell me, please.
I start moving away.
If you haven't, neither has the enemy. Anyway, let's go sneak down.
I'm slapping my knees so hard.
Yeah, in the meantime, you guys are assessing the crowd below. So you see that there are two pockets in the crowd that are not the typical Azimir spacing apart, where there's a ring around these two large collections of palanquins. To the right is the larger group. So this would grab a little bit more of your attention. You see that there is a large retinue of at least 15 soldiers in full Reshi clan military uniforms. So these are Rishir Kingdom soldiers. These people are holding weapons, which is rare for this city. There are 3 palanquins of very different style than what you see to the west. They are made mostly of fabric draped on a likely wooden frame that makes a pentagon on top. The fabric is draped across these in a similar scarlet fabric across all 3. And the tops and sides are emblazoned with a glyph that is a modified Shash or Shanarash, the Dustbringer glyph. The palanquin in the center is the largest and most elaborate. It's completely sealed off. You can't see anything inside, though you assume this must be where Karshan Reshi is holed up. Some of you have likely heard news of his very large family, and he has 1 full sibling and 6 halves. It has been reported that some of them were in Shadesmar that day, along with their older brother Karshan, and all of the others have become squires, openly exhibiting powers of their own throughout the kingdoms. Atop the left palanquin stands a young man with long, thick black hair, and he's putting on a bit of a show for the crowd, using the surge of abrasion to breakdance. And he's just spinning all over the place, and every time he stops, he's like winking at women in the crowd and blowing kisses. On the right, there sits a regal woman with a very intricate headdress. She is seated with perfect posture and is doing a royal wave at the crowd, much more subdued, but receiving a very similar attention and admiration. On the west side, you see that this palanquin has a ring around it of onlookers that are rightly fearful of the 2 companions. Unlike the 15 soldiers, there is just one huge man and a smaller young boy that's sitting on the corner of it. So the large man, androgynous Iriali figure, at least 7 feet tall, shirtless, with a gold skin that shines in the sunlight. There is long, perfectly braided golden hair, white tattoos across their face and their arms, and the arms are crossed and insanely muscular. It's a feat to even get these things crossed. He's standing, staring stoically straight ahead. He is on guard duty, and he is unmoving, ignoring all of the crowds. The other one, this short, light-haired, dark-eyed, likely Shin boy, he crouches at the corner of the palanquin, head on a swivel, scowling, a very dark look in his eyes. And it's hard to tell a Shin's age with their large eyes, and they always look young, but this one looks very young. Sindarim, likely in the center of the palanquin, he's enclosed in this very ornately decorated. So the palanquin itself, it has strings of pearlescent beads and spheres that are draping the outside of it. It glows with stormlight, and you can make out this silhouetted figure inside. But your eyes are most particularly drawn to the top. There is a shard blade. It is standing on its tip straight down, and it has waving curves of silvery metal that seem to almost draw in the light. It reflects a thin, silvery, whispery, like blinding lines, but only when your eye catches it just right. It seems impossibly thin, as if it might fold over on itself. So the hilt is an intricately woven gold ornamented with several gemstones connecting to a curved crossguard that swirls reminiscent of a hermit crab shell. It looks light as a feather.
There you go.
Ooh, that is very pretty there. You guys, you see that, you two?
Yeah, but I think that the crowd is too big, and a lot of people are looking over there already. It might behoove us to look to our left here and see what's going on over there.
You shouldn't focus on people that like to put on a show. They tend to be pretty worthless. I just spit on the ground as
I'd like to roll
left side.
perception to see if there's anything pretty and sparkly on the other side as well.
Without even a perception, the most sparkly stuff are going to be the jewelry that the woman is wearing. The headdress itself drops a couple spheres and other types of gemstones. She's wearing rings, has a very ornate, intricate necklace. The younger man, he has just earrings on. You see them swirling in the air as he spins on his back and like leaps up into the air several feet and lands on just one hand. The rest of the palanquins are very simple. It's just this red fabric surrounding them.
I see what you're saying about the sword maybe drawing attention, but this guy also seems to be putting on quite the spectacular program over there.
Well, Luka, how about this? You decide where we go, and we'll go.
You are very smart to see that I have quite a bit of knowledge in this area. Okay.
Seeing as though that me and my friend here are very strong and smart military commanders, aren't we?
Wait, are you talking about me?
We should have the hunt. Yes, I'm talking about you.
We're friends?
Think we should have. Yes, we are friends. I think that we should have the hunter, seeing as though they don't want the prey caught. They don't want the prey scared or anything. You know, the hunter should probably pick our next best option, seeing as though we are the tacticians in which we are. Yes.
As you guys are discussing a plan, trying to come up with some idea here and having this conflicting personality issue already, Nazir, it's been a long day. It's not even noon. You were dragged here by a mysterious Thalen boy who is still Michael Jacksonian leaning over this rooftop. And you're now with these people that you met on the beach that day. Thea is buzzing on your wrist with excitement, resonating with these figures around you. And though you still harbor a distrust, or no, how are you feeling about both of these folks with the knowledge that you're finally in the presence of other Radiants?
Did you get my text?
Let me check.
I already rolled, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So wait, what did you roll?
19.
Pako, give me a perception check.
Let's see this. Pako rolled a 15.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that. There is like a lightness on your belt that you're not yet aware of.
So no, wait, hold up. Now, wait. If you're trying to insinuate that Paco's short sword was lifted, that will need advantage because a soldier will never ever let anyone take their stuff away.
Honestly, it should have been disadvantage on Nazir and advantage on you.
Yeah, because
what?
I don't know. Okay, so
you're not a thief, Myles. What is your thievery bonus?
Speaking from experience, right?
But this ain't about me being a thief. This is about me getting one over, luckily, on the guy. A lot's going on. Paco's just... But think about this, Pako. I'm going to say two things real quick. One,
okay,
I would agree with you. But one, you're not in a war zone. So even if you have the muscle memory, I do think there would be a distinct difference of like your mental state in a war zone and not in one, right?
You personally, do you carry a pistol? Have you ever carried a gun before?
No.
Okay, so speaking from experience as somebody who has...
This shit's not real.
In and out of any time, you know where that sensitive item is, right?
Yes.
Any time. You would... So Pako is probably holding on to it with his left hand, right? So I would say
at least advantage.
He would have advantage.
I think that's fair. Attenzione! Pickpocket! Pickpocket!
If we're doing this, I'm remembering this for the future for other future roles. That if we're doing this,
you know what? I'm gonna raise stakes, dude. If you want me to, I can raise stakes.
You can raise the stakes.
We can do both of you raise the stakes. I think that's fair.
I'm so confused right now.
I'm not gonna raise the stakes, but I will. But you can if you want. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna raise the stakes, and then I'm gonna roll again with advantage.
He said, if you're trying to insinuate that you're going to take my sword.
If you're trying to insinuate you could take this fucking piece from me, dude. So I got 4. So
yeah, a worse roll.
So do I? So I get it. So do I take it?
Yes, you have it on you.
Let me explain what happens as he's talking to Luka and is red in the face. As Pako is red in the face, spittle coming out of his mouth, he feels his belt come off. And so not only does he take his side sword, he also takes his dagger on his other side. And he feels like his pants fall down.
It would be a complication where you would also lose your dagger. I think with the neutrality is just that he gets one over on you.
Pako feels that his belt is a little bit looser than it normally is. And he puts his hand on his left-hand side, and he starts patting around and looks around, and sees Nazir holding his side sword.
But I'll just go a little bit back to the question that you asked me prior of like how I'm feeling in this moment. I don't think there's much of like any feeling really. Nazir moves through life pretty within his own just space. And even if there may be some like desire to have a space of other people like him that he can connect with, that he's unintentionally like he's just unaware of, when seeing these people in this moment, there's nothing that I think strikes like his heartstrings. This seems a little bit more of like an annoyance on like just my day-to-day life in this moment. And I think seeing Sindarin down there,
Sindarim,
yes, is more of a just eye roll of, okay, great, now this little kid is here. And then for the Reshi boy, question, do we know if he has sons? They're like children?
You're not aware of that. You just,
okay.
It's common knowledge because of the power plays they've been making over the past 2 years that there are himself, his one full biological sibling, and then 6 half-siblings.
Okay. So Nazir's going to take the sword, and as he's like looking it over, trying to like gauge how good this is, like what's the range I can give it this, he like looks back over at the breakdancer. You have this whole envoy, and this guy's just breakdancing? And he's just staring at it for like a little bit longer than he needs to, snaps out of it, looks back to Pako, and he's like, I'll give it back.
You start walking towards the edge of the rooftop a little bit to get a better view. You're reflecting on the absurd morning. Something is wrong. You keep getting close, then the idea leaves you, and you just feel like something is missing. You haven't run across rooftops like this since you were a young boy playing with... Oh shit, you realize just a moment too late. You recognize exactly where you are. You quickly shuffle up to the edge of the roof to meet Klazmakl, who's leaning out 45 degrees over this rooftop, just hanging on with his toes, and you hear excuse me, boy. Please get down from there. It's not safe. You're welcome to come inside. We have a great view of... Nazir? You see Tigzir below you.
What's up, yo? Bye, and I'm just gonna run.
Nazir, why are you? Who is this boy? What are you? And then Cosmere, he's just going to drop. He was leaning, he falls down, and now he's just hanging on upside down with his toes, and he just goes, "Hi, I'm Cosmere. What's your name?" I'm Tigzir. Are you? You shouldn't be showing radiant powers like that. Please get down. Please get down. And then he like shoots himself back up. Hey Nazir, is this one of your friends?
Yes, this is one of my best friends. Yes.
Oh, great. We should go inside if we're gonna watch the whole event. Maybe.
I don't. I have things I need to do in this moment, Cosmere.
Oh, I do too. And so as this conversation is going on, just like on the same rooftop as you, but the other edge, a man walks up. You hear the voice first, and he's like, "Looks like it's about time then." He's shorter than the average man, wearing a green trench coat that is scraping against the ground, wears a funny round hat with a short, thin brim, and it's pushing down his greasy brown curls. He pulls a rock out of his pocket, and then it becomes a stool. Then he pulls out a unique ivory shell pipe, placing it under his bushy mustache, ignites it with Herdazian fingers and a spark flicker. Then he pulls out a notepad and pen from this trench coat. Looks over you guys. Yeah, Pako, you recognize this guy.
I was just like, can I scream? Because I recognize him too, and I'm a big fan.
Yes.
Oh my god! Haine Hookman?
What are you doing here?
Oi, didn't see you over there, Gonch. Been in Azimir long?
Narco? Well, what in the storms are you doing here? Why are you here?
Yeah. Well, not supposed to be here, you know. Can't get the writ of travel from the capital, you know. Storms me, I've tried. Gotta slip in and out all sneaky-like, you know. Burn a prayer for my secrecy.
Do not burn our prayer! What are you talking about?
Oh, just something we do over in Herdaz.
Your best just to not talk to the guy.
He just said he's going to burn Prayer.
Yeah, he writes them himself.
The X-Hound cannot write.
No, this guy does.
And he begins to walk over. He pulls the stool up, and then pop, it disappears again into a little rock. He puts that in his pocket. Good day to you all. I am Haine Hookman, the hardworking, happy-go-lucky, humble proprietor of the Herdazian Gazette. If you got any good leads, let your boy know. Missing princesses.
Here's a good lead. How about just get a rope and jump in the ocean? And hopefully something eats you.
He kind of like pushes your head to the side and is now talking with Luka. You know, you hear about any missing princesses, criminals at large, royal gossip, anything in between, contact my network. I got a span read hub set up in most of the major cities. You know, if you can get inside New Natanen, let me know. AYEC.
What does that even mean?
At your earliest convenience, Gonch.
I would be happy to help you if you
understand.
If you had not just threatened my axe-hound, I would have been your best informant, but you have gotten on my bad side, you despicable man.
Threaten? Who am I threatening?
You said you were going to burn Prayer.
Yeah, and?
That is his name. That is him.
All right, look here, lady. Not my problem if you're naming your dog Prayer. I burn prayers all the time. Not going to burn your axe-hound over there.
You just best to not talk to him. Don't even think that he's there. Honestly, he's worse than that Nazir guy.
He did just. I get really close to Pako, and I'm like, I did just see him disarm you quite effectively. He might be a good comrade, even though that was quite rude of him, and him and his friend should really have talked to us
I served with this guy in the war. Trust me, he picks his nose, doesn't wash his hands, and he hardly ever shuts up.
Now look
well,
here,
you
friend.
don't seem to shut up all that much either.
I would take you to court for slander if I didn't do all the slandering myself in my own paper.
How about you just go off on your way, sir? You have done enough damage here.
Oh, now look here, little lady.
Alone.
It seems like you might be a fan of Backs the Green. Am I right?
I ignore him.
People in Azimir are so rude. What's going on here?
Paco's face is bright red. He is so angry that he has not one but two embarrassing things happen to him in such a short period of time, where his sword was taken from him. In all intents and purposes, he has run into his least favorite veteran friend.
So when he says the Backs the Green thing, totally forgetting about the Tigzir thing going on in the conversation with Nazir, Klazmakl is going to go, ooh, me, Backs the Green? Haine Hookman. Oh, you're the guy from the papers. And he's like, you there, Thalan boy. Seen or heard any news about the new disease spreading around that land over there in Thalath? Random citizens, old and young, losing limbs and appendages like they've been soul-casted? Oh, no, I haven't been in Thalath in years. Next time. He's going to pop his stool back out, sit down on it, still puffing from that pipe, like there's smoke constantly rising from the air with every word that he says. And you guys, let's do perception checks from the whole crowd. I will give everyone advantage, so it's like Nazir, you get the advantage from Klazmakl, Pako, you get advantage from the True Man, and Luka, you're getting advantage from Prayer.
Pako rolled a 4.
Luka got a 24. Nat 19.
Let's add plot die
18.
in here for everybody. Let's add plot die around the board. Turn it up, yeah?
Yeah, we turned it up. I got nothing.
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, team.
This
let's
does
go.
not want you guys to get the event on this.
That's crazy.
So
That's insane.
Yeah. Statistically probable. About halfway probable.
furious with rage. Pako is unable to fully take in his surroundings and is looking at Haine angry, looking at Nazir angry.
Pako is just trying to find his happy space. He can only see what's in front of him at the moment, and that's just dirt, because he's just staring at the ground, face red, teeth clenched.
Yeah, there's a bit of creme still built up on these rooftops, and you just stare down, unable to really take in your surroundings.
Is this like very, very obvious? Like, I don't need to roll insight or anything. Like, I just have to look at him and it's
Yeah,
like, oh.
his emotions are on full display. Yeah, what emotions are you? Is it embarrassment, Spren? What is blooming around you?
There is just an anger spren. Like,
Boiling puddles
bouquet
of red
around
begin
him.
to spread around your feet, going over these little buildups of creme on the rooftop, spilling further out from you and bubbling up. Then Nazir got an 18. The event is drawing much closer. More figures are arriving on the surrounding rooftops. The playing children and the Cremlings are skittering away while foreigners dressed in a multitude of outfits from every corner of the world are taking positions of prominence for this forthcoming announcement. To your immediate left, you see a Valhavan woman and a man, this couple together in Valhavan regal attire, or she is wearing the Valhavan regal attire, projecting this high station, and he is wearing a colorful patchwork gown. Do you want to give me a lore check on that, Nazir?
Yeah. 21.
You know that this colorful patchwork gown indicates that he is a wit of the court, and seeing her with the 21, that's enough to know that this is the woman that you are aware of. This is the scholar of Valhav. She is the most preeminent scholar. She runs the library in Kharbranth, and this must be her assistant, the famous wit of the Kharbrantian court. On your right, you see a heavy-set Rashir man with a long white beard and a metal arm.
With what type of metal?
What type of metal? This is a shimmering metal. The arm itself is too well made to have been forged, to have been smithed. This is, even without a check, you can tell as he looks over at you and gives it a wave, the movement in it is too natural. And this must be a piece of shard.
Okay.
Armed and dangerous!
You're a child.
Further across this ring of roofs, Luka, you see the Alethi man with his funny instrument that we all know to be an accordion. He gives a little smile at your group, but more people continue to arrive. You see some people come up wearing cloaks that cover their faces, but with your high perception check, you're able to see underneath. Some of them have patterned red carapace, Voidbringers, but they give off no hateful energy. They are just calmly waiting along with the rest of the crowd, and you feel no hostility. You also see further across, almost perpendicular to you, you see Teorin and Ka'a far across with a third figure. Ka'a is going to wave at you, blow a kiss, and you see that Teorin, he's shading his eyes from the sun, looking like he's about to melt in this dark suit. And the stranger that's with them is clearly Natan, with a elegant blue hue to her skin, and the skin itself is accentuated by the fine dress and cloak that shimmers impossibly in the sunlight, reflecting off this ostentatious jewelry. What you don't know is that no one here would have ever seen this outfit before, because she designed and made it with material that is not from this world. I'll also say, Nazir, with your high enough check, the person in this crowd that sticks out most to you, you see a nearly 7 foot tall, stiff-backed Alethi woman. And despite wearing a very simple coat of armor...
7 feet?
7 feet.
Okay. Just gotta clock it.
Despite wearing only the simple coat of armor, this could be none other than the Rift Carver. Everyone has heard stories of this legendary hero in Alethlin. More than a decade ago, she was separated from the group of main forces and claimed a tactical piece of land that was later to be known as the Rift, a deep chasm wedged between sheer rock cliffs in eastern Alethlin. It was previously unknown due to being hidden by a heavy matting of thick rockbud vines. Isolated and exhausted, she rallied a skeleton crew to stand fast against the Voidbringers, holding the rift for 10 sleepless days and nights, carving deeper and deeper into these overgrown wilds. By pure luck, flying between battlefields, the herald Alethlin noticed the buildup of Voidbringer forces and began fighting from the entrance of the rift, unknowingly forming a pincer flank. When the two forces met, the battle was won, and Nail named her Rift Carver and declared that this garrison city was to be built with her as its new queen. You also know that 5 years ago, a letter was left on her throne declaring her abdication, and at the foot of the throne, there was a pool of blood spiked through with a ceremonial dagger that was used to punish traitors and deserters. So no one has heard from her since, and you got an 18.
20. I got a 20.
You got a 20. Yeah, so you did break 20. So
21.
21. Since she is close enough, you see what happened with that dagger. 2 long scars are running down from her forehead, through her eyes, and then continuing down past this muscular jaw.
Quick question. I want to go back because I have to deal with
What's
something
up?
stupid. But when you said his arm is from a shard, do you mean like it's a shard? Like the possibilities of making shard blades. He made it into a shard arm? Is that what you were saying?
It could be a blade or plate. You just aren't aware of what it might be. It could be either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Lots of people. I'm just like situating, like, to the right, the east, there's the breakdancer and the perfect lady. And then on the left, the west, there's Sindarim, the big tall guard, the little guy.
Yeah, Sindarim is likely the silhouette
Potentially
that you see inside of that palanquin. But on the other side, you assume that Karshan is in the center biggest palanquin, but you don't see anything because it's fully
Yeah, I have
blocked
that.
out.
And Karshan has a breakdancer. What's the breakdancer's name, by the way?
You don't know which of the princes this is. Because I have
cool
not
as
chosen
fuck,
a name
though.
yet.
I'll be so for real.
Okay.
So yeah, and then like past that are the Elantrans I came in with, and then there's also the Rift Carver.
I think I want to get off this fucking roof.
And Hoyd is there.
I want to get off this fucking roof. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was asked to make a plan like 30 minutes ago, and then we got
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to give you a chance.
distracted.
Atop the palace's 10th floor balcony, there are no curtains, as it is assumed that the palace should be transparent and open to all. Finally, you begin to see this movement as 10 buglers step out and begin to belt out the Makabakam Kingdom's national anthem. The crowd falls nearly silent. A bugler steps to the front and recites, "Presenting His Imperial Majesty Gandalwa I, Emperor of Makabakam, King of Azimir, Lord of the Bronze Palace, Prime Aqasix, Grand Minister and Emissary of Yazir." He folds the scroll back up.
Luca's going blah 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 blah.
I give Luka a full thumbs up.
Pako is still mad. He's still just upset.
Pako stay mad.
Before I was actually gonna, before we got into all of that, I was gonna like nudge Pako and be like, "Hey, I think I know what may make you feel better.
Yeah, what's that?
You like jokes?
Yeah, I do.
What's the difference between a horn eater's teeth and a rock?
What's that?
Nothing."
And he pats Luka on the back, and he's less pissed off, but he's still pretty mad.
I give him a little slap on the back.
The bugler folds the scroll back up and folds back into line and makes way for the man of the hour. But the crowd doesn't go wild. That's not the Azimir way. They calmly applaud to the royal rhythm. And then finally, you see the man of the hour step out. He is portly and aged, though the thick white beard mostly masks the very wide cheeks. Shorter than the average Makabaki, it's noticeable that all of his attendants stand at least a head taller than he is, despite his absurdly high headdress. And he's flanked by a retinue of viziers who all stand with perfect posture, hands clasped in front of them, including Nureen, Nazir's mother. Gandalwa is well known by his people. His face is printed on the front of official papers. He is on certain paper currencies that are used as IOUs instead of spheres. It is also tradition that citizens may join a queue to view the Prime as he sleeps and eats, which is taken advantage of by a lot of people. People really like it. There is a lot of nationalism here in Azimir. People of Azimir and Makabakam, visitors from all across Roshar, I honor your presence on this historic day. This nation, and particularly this city, have made grand strides during my brief tenure as your prime. Though there is much to celebrate and many to applaud, I will respect your time, stressing merely 3 accomplishments. First, our dedicated craftsmen have rebuilt 93% of our grand capital city according to record plans from before the desolation. The decimated war camps where many were born, raised, and died, replaced with this beautiful capital and a thriving metropolis, like the great Santhid reborn from the ashes. And soon, Azimir will grow beyond the boundaries of our ancestors, bringing even greater opportunity to us all. He pauses for a brief applause, very golf clap-like, very calm and collected. Next, our incomparable merchants have established nationalized trade routes with our friends in Erie, Selatalis, Valhav, and Thalath. The world has changed greatly in the last 2 years of peace, and this kingdom stands dedicated to maintaining that peace for all Makabakam. I thank our allies, those present, he signals down to the palanquins, and those who are reading the record of these words later on. We invite all kingdoms who have yet to join us in this coalition to discuss how lasting peace may be achieved between our kingdoms and all of Roshar. Another pause for slight applause. And today, he lifts his right arm high in the sky. I opened our oath gate to the world. Mist swirls and coalesces into a magnificent silvery blade, at least a foot wide across, a long, darkened crossguard that curves downward past his wrists. The blade itself continues the same thickness up to its rounded top, where it kind of arrows outward with 2 sharp points at the end and a semicircular top that meets the shaft. So many shockspren, honeycombs of yellow glass, shatter in the silence that it sounds like almost thunder of a high storm. And the crowd goes fucking nuts. Excitement, laughter, joy spren. They explode through the courtyard, and the crowd begins to chant, "For Prime and People! For Herald and Home! Praise Yazir, Aqasix of Kings!" Do we want to do insights or perceptions?
I was gonna say, did we see this guy in Shadesmar?
No. You didn't see many. Like it was mostly shaded outlines of the people around you.
I'm gonna do an insight.
Yeah, I'm also gonna do an insight. I just thought maybe, yeah.
Pako got a 5.
This is a big moment. We can turn it up. We can.
I might be doing multiple things in this moment.
Yeah, you can do also a lore check because you would be aware of him more than anybody else here.
For insight, I did get a 19.
Can I do a leadership check because he's a leader?
No.
I think Nazir, in this moment, his first reaction to seeing this is just pure disgust. I didn't roll well on either of these, but I will just raise this. Maybe not. Okay, we'll wait. But I got a 7 for insight and a 10 for lore. But, like, those aren't good. But, like, outside of that, have I ever had any interactions with the Prime?
You have not personally, no. You've been kept away from him, and are even you've chosen to have like a distance because it's not a station that you particularly enjoy. You haven't chosen to do the watching him while he eats or sleeps thing. You've never gotten in line for that, and you've never tried to make a petition to him. You have direct contact with one of his viziers, your mother, and so you feel like that's probably all you really need.
What is her opinion of him?
What do you think your mother's opinion is of him?
From just literally what I've just received, I think he's a showy, arrogant fool.
Yeah.
I do think if Nazir feels probably this way, he and his mother are very similar. Even if they like kind of have like their think of like I know better than you, but it is similar in that respect. She would probably have a very similar reaction to him as well.
Any opportunities or complications here?
I did get an opportunity.
Pako has no idea what's going on. He's just going with the tide here. He did not roll well for the last insight.
For the insight, I got a complication, and I did +2, so it's 9, which is still trash, but I got a complication.
Yeah, still trash, but there is a complication here. Those are both going to go into the bank, not any mechanical use for those. Maybe the opportunity itself will be that Luka sees, while you're trying to look at the Prime, while you're trying to get the insight on the Prime, you actually look at Klazmakl, and you see that he has a raised eyebrow. There's something here that Klazmakl is not full. He had a much better insight or perception than any of you.
So I see Cosmere. Can I like nudge Nazir? Like I think I'm near him. You know that guy, right?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't.
No.
You sure were talking to him like you knew who he was.
Well, wait, sorry. Wait, you're talking about me knowing Cosmere or the Prime? I'm sorry.
Cosmere.
Okay, no, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
No, I met him maybe mere moments before I met you. I don't know the guy. He's very friendly and makes it seem like I've been his best friend for years. I literally do not know him.
I would have absolutely believed you were his best friend for years, yes.
Yeah, I know. That seems to be the unfortunate situation.
Could have had me fooled.
Yeah,
okay,
so both of you, I guess, if none of us know really who this guy is, it seems like maybe he knows something that we don't. Maybe someone should ask him something.
Great idea. Cosmere, Luka has a question for you.
You son of a creme.
What's up, Bobsk?
You just, I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm Luka. This is Prayer.
Yeah.
Yes, you seem like you know something. Care to enlighten the rest of us?
With the opportunity and the complication offsetting, I'm going to say in this moment, it pretty quickly moves on to there's so much cheering and chanting down below you. As soon as that speech ended, Karshan and Sindarim, you probably didn't see exactly this, but it was a simultaneous throwing open of their palanquins and stepping out into the sunlight. So first, the Golden Youth, he has hit a huge growth spurt in the last 2 years. Put on at least 2 feet, clearly put on a ton of muscle, but now he's wearing complex kingly garb, unlike the peasant rags from that day.
Wait, did you just say 2 feet?
2 feet. Yeah, he's huge. He's way bigger. He was a little boy.
He grew 2 feet in 2 years? How old was he when we met him?
Bro, Kaladin's 7 feet tall.
People grow fast
really
on
think
Roshar.
That's not that weird.
People grow fast
No,
on
just
Roshar.
2 feet.
It's like
God,
a
that must have
0.85
hurt.
gravity or something. People grow fast on this planet. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen, I'm 5'1". I don't know shit about this.
You don't know what it's like to breathe the air up there.
Nazir is taller than Kaladin.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just 2 feet's not that big if you're, like, on this planet, dude. It's a smaller planet.
I guess. 2 feet is huge, though. Okay.
All I'm saying is that would have hurt.
He might be clumsy. He might be kind of lift-like. So he's wearing complex kingly garb, unlike the peasant rags that you saw on that day, but he beams this exact same infectious smile. Long golden hair, intricately braided under a very tall crown-like hat of pure white fibers. And we would know it as a turban, and it has a large gemstone in the middle of its center. He also has a silvery blue ribbon that floats around his shoulders, kind of like a Hagoromo scarf in Eastern religions. And then opposite him, Karshan Reshi, different kind of handsome. He's still like rugged and beautiful, but late 40s, he has a stone set, harsh face, scarred with this incised burn across the lower half of his face, where a Rashir military helmet wouldn't typically cover. You did not see this scar on that day in Shadesmar. Known for defeating dozens of fused solo, this man is built like a warrior. He is a solo tank. He is clearly ripped, even though he wears this really heavy armor that's tinted in a deep maroon that matches his palanquin cover. And atop his short-cut black hair is secured this huge orange scale, that of a unirig, one of the great shells that lives in the oceans, which he also is said to have defeated solo, and that's his personal crown. So they both step out. Is there any perceptions or insights you want to do on them?
Yeah, I'll do it on both. I'll do insight on both.
I want to do a perception on the kid.
Jeez Louise, dude, I'm rolling like dog water.
It's so.
Turn these up. Give it a plot die.
I got a 5. Yeah, at some points it's like, does it even matter? Okay, I got another complication. I might have to stop.
I'm rolling so good tonight.
Yeah, that's terrible.
23 perception with nothing on the plot die.
So I had a 9 on the perception with a 5 on the plot die.
Opportunity. All right, we're even with the opportunities and complications. Real low for tonight.
Yeah.
I think Luka's our only good roll here, so we're going to go with you. Who are you looking at? Karshan, Reshi, or Sindarim?
Harshan Reshi.
Okay. What are you looking for over there?
So I'm more looking at him than the other one just because of his, like, what seems to be age and, like, skill. He obviously is, like, kind of been through a lot of things based on, like, the scar on his face. And I'm just drawn to that, like, powerful, like, ambitious, like, someone with skill under his belt and years that he's seen stuff. So that's, like, what is drawing my eyes to him specifically.
You see a face of anger. You have enough knowledge to know that these eyes that are slightly turned towards you, you're only seeing like the left eye and part of the scar, but you see fury burning through these eyes. And you also notice just muscles rippling through his arms, incredibly veiny, as he grips the wooden handle railing. His fist fully grips through it and splinters the wood like crazy. This is going to be a big swing, and this is going to violate canon in a weird way. So I might cut this out. We'll see. Haine Hookman begins to look around in panic, and then with a different cadence and timbre to his voice, he goes, "Is this Azimir? The city still stands. Has the desolation passed, or am I further back in time?"
Hello? So I kind of grab his shoulder and shake it a little bit. Mr. Hookman, are you okay?
No. He does this sometimes. And he takes him by the shoulder and then just slaps him right on the face. Hopefully this works. And he does it again.
And he whispers under his breath to himself, and he's like, You're in a different body. You have to remember you are not yourself, Dalinar.
What are you doing?
I grab Paco's wrist. I'm like, you should stop doing that. He's
it's fun. You should give it a try.
We didn't try anything before you slapped him in the face.
Oh, this usually happens. And when he does this, you hit him really hard, and then he forgets.
How many times has this happened?
I've known him for quite a while, and it happens about once a month.
And slapping him usually fixes it?
Well, he goes to sleep.
Well, that's not really fixing it, is it?
Forgets.
Oh, sir, I think you've not been helping this poor man.
I'm not a surgeon, but I think that I'm helping him.
I promise you, I never thought you were a surgeon.
He stands with a much stiffer back here and begins to walk towards the edge of this rooftop. He looks down over the crowd. He's assessing the area around him, and he just whispers, "Why show me this vision, Stormfather?"
I'm coming up right behind him, though, because I'm a little worried he's going to jump because he's acting very strange. So I'm, like, right behind him with my arms out, like, ready to grab him, but...
So all of this happened in, like, less than a minute. That was all very quick. Everybody looks to the palanquins, and then at the same time begins to see this ring of figures standing on the rooftops. There's dozens of you. And in this lull in the chattering and the chanting and the cheering, the Prime seizes this moment and goes, I withheld the truth that I, Gandalwa, was summoned to Shadesmar 2 years ago, and in the presence of honor and cultivation, I swore to protect this kingdom. I hid this from my council of viziers and from you, my people. For that, I deeply apologize. And he lowers his head for a bit and does a salute of Makabakam. The blade is released and it fades into mist. And then he perks back up. But now, I must take every action possible to protect you people and this, my kingdom. The purpose of this announcement was not for my own self-aggrandizement, but for a declaration of loyalty. I, Gandalwa, declare the great kingdom of Makabakam's loyalty to Makabakam itself. And there's like a gasp through the crowd. There's more shock spread. No nation shall rule over my people. This council will fight with the full power of the law to protect Makabaki's sovereignty. Earlier this day, as the council ordered the opening of the Oath Gate, an emergency amendment to the law of travel was unanimously approved and signed into law by me. All Makabaki citizens henceforth must register and will receive physical identification slips. From this moment onward, all travel will be restricted in all Makabaki cities and towns until all individuals are recorded. Non-citizens must pay a traveler's fee, reduced for merchants, or be asked to immediately leave the nation through this Oath Gate or the nearest border. Secondly, anyone displaying radiant abilities is to willingly submit to my leadership, renouncing the competition for King of the World, or be declared a traitor to all Makabakam. I understand this sudden announcement may come as a surprise, but the Council has chosen to take decisive action for this kingdom's benefit in the New World Order. World peace can be achieved, people, and we will start with Amuli, our traitorous daughter city to the southeast. Their general strike has gone on far longer than is allowed under the law. Emul's council has been declared in rebellion against the Empire and will be removed from power. Emul will be brought back under the light of Azir. Among certain crowds, there's a bit of murmuring and trepidation, but the excitement from the earlier speech carries the crowd, and they continue to chant, for Prime and People, for Herald and Home. Nazir, I want to give you the first chance to react to this change in law.
I'm gonna have to kill this guy.
You know instantly that this clearly violates the Azadarak Tor, which is the limit on Azish imperial power. This is a full violation.
This dude is bullshit. Okay, this is something I'm actually curious. Who is there anybody standing directly close? Like, who's close to him right now while he's giving the speech?
Yemziel, she's the highest, and so your mother is more towards the back.
That's it, right?
No, there's the whole council of viziers. You know a couple of their names. They are prominent people. Your mother has spoken of them, but those are like the two people that we've encountered, and I don't have names for anyone else.
My belief, I could be wrong. You don't have to answer. Okay, but maybe I'm fully tripping and I just missed this and I'm just stupid. Honor and cultivation weren't in the thing. It was the Stormfather, Night Mother, and the sibling, correct?
Yes, but I mean, you could argue that the Night Mother and the Stormfather are kind of honor and cultivation.
Okay, so it wasn't like a it wasn't a purposeful missed thing of the time.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that was like a giveaway that he's like lying or anything.
Okay. Secondly, I'm trying to think. There were a lot of people, but like, there's a lot of people there. And
90,
if he's
exactly.
this brash and shit now, I can't see a world in which he wouldn't have made himself known in the moment during that. I'm trying to see if there's someone near him that is actually the Radiant Dude, and he's using their power and is using them to masquerade as a Radiant to gain power.
Give me another insight with a plot die. Turn it up.
Okay. Dude, I want to roll well, because... The 17? Okay. Plus, dude, 19, and then a plot die. But I got a nothing burger on the...
Man, we're rolling a lot of 3s and 4s on these plot die today.
Yeah, we suck, dude.
Yeah, you should
it's
just
because I
kill us.
declared that thing at the start of the episode. This bank is empty. You guys are broke. All right, with the 19, do you feel like you are somewhat confident in that belief that, like, yeah, this guy doesn't seem right. That might be why Klazmakl raised an eyebrow. There's something up with this.
I have the perfect test. Go on, though.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have a perfect test to fucking prove this guy's a fake.
Okay.
Go on.
So after the Prime finishes this rousing, blood-pumping speech, and this hectic energy begins to fill the air, you see red anticipation spren ribbons weaving with the heat spren, these translucent ribbons all rising from the ground. There's a confusion in the air, but in excitement, Sindarim, he was not listening at all, but instead scanning the rooftops with these wide eyes and a confident grin. And the Golden Boy spots your group, particularly you, Nazir. And as you two lock eyes, it's two horizontal bars that cut through the screen, anime eyes. And he's on top, you're on bottom, and then your eyes disappear and they're replaced by this like perfect smiling grin. And then shing, they glint in the sunlight. In a second, he takes off straight up into the sky. The crowd, there's gasping, they're pointing upwards. It's a bird, it's a plane, and then he shoots towards you guys, coming to a stop just over the crowd, but hanging above you, 2 feet away at most, blocking out the sun. I knew you'd be here today, friend. Been looking for you for 2 whole years now. This time, you're actually going to tell me your name.
Cindy, I'm not going to lie to you. I do not have the time.
Hishki, come on out and meet the guy. I know you have plenty of words for him. His floating scarf that has been around his shoulders this whole time shrinks down and coalesces into the figure of an older woman in a traditional hava, flowing hair and clothing similar to the material as the scarf, as it's all part of her essence. She glimmers, but the sword still remains on the palanquin. You notice this. It is truly an honor, young man, though you will not give us your name. Had it not been for you, my little Sindarim would have died many times over these past 2 years. You have been a great motivator, helping him any time he's in a bad spot. He always worries that you might be there to show him up. Just like that time the Rashadium kicked him into the high storm. Hey, don't go spilling all the details, Granny. We have plenty to talk about.
Is he taller than me?
You guys are close. He's probably a bit shorter than you, but because he's floating out above the crowd and above you, he's keeping at least like his torso taller than you.
Do you want to treat me like truly like an equal and float down to your real height, or are you going to float above me?
He just continues smiling, and in this moment, let's do perception rolls from everyone. We can give you advantage just from like the allies that you have around.
I've literally like not rolled beneath a 20 this whole night. I just got a 22. What? What, Andy?
I rolled a 4.
Oh.
I rolled a 2 plus 2, 4.
So I got a 17, and then I just raised the stakes, and I got an opportunity.
Okay, you have an opportunity. So I think we're tied back up. Complication opportunities, they're close. You guys are getting to the edge here. With the opportunity, at least, and the higher checks, you guys see that Cosmere is doing something, and you perceive a paper-thin line that connects the two of them, and you see that there's a chance for resistance that Sindarim cannot take. It seems like his focus might be gone. He has no chance to resist this, and instead, Cosmere is using the Get 'em Talkin' ability, which I think is the Envoy agent investigator trait. So he's using Get 'em Talkin', and he's just going to float down and then stand on the rooftop next to you. He takes a lot of space for himself. He walks in a very relaxed way, arms really relaxed at his side. The scarf is gone, and Hishki is just kind of floating around. And she has a cane and a hunched back, even though she doesn't really walk. She displays a lot of physical traits of an elderly woman. And he just goes, I've been making a name for myself, conquering an island near Erie that's close to the Oathgate, knowing that I'd need a means of travel, named it Cinderia, of course. Hishki clears her throat, though she has no lungs. Oh, of course we did it to protect the people of my kingdom from that terrible warlord, but before that, I was traveling a ton. I battled my two buddies down there who were also chosen king candidates, but brought them over to my team, Team Wind Kings. And then you just hear a voice from behind all of you further down the rooftop. We're not called that, Kremsucker. And appearing out of nowhere is the short guard boy who left the large one to guard the shard blade on his own. And the crowd begins to step even closer into them in this excitement. And he's like, calm down, Zash. If you let it grow on you, it'll grow on you. I'm not even a windrunner. Neither is Lise, and you've got... Hey. Okay, I was just getting to that. Spoiler alert. Go back down and protect the sword, please. And then he goes back to his huge infectious smile again. Hishki, you want to show him? So she smiles, begins to stretch from her head, swirling into mist in his arm, forming into this silvery round shield. And then he continues grinning so smugly, he points down at the sword. I even bonded a second spren, reached the second ideal twice now, but he's a bit shy. So what have you been up to these past 2 years, friend? Slaying foes, conquering other king's candidates, as he points to the rest of the group around you. It's like, you got a pretty good retinue here. Find any bondsmiths yet?
You're truly a child.
What? This is not how I thought things were going to go. You gotta...
No, it's not how things would go. 2 years down the line and you're still the same little kid that had no idea what the... You still know nothing of the world. You're still arrogant. You're still annoying. And guess what? I step closer. You're still shorter than me. Now, why don't you just move out of my way a little bit? Because as you can see, I have a new king, quote unquote, and I need to see what in the world this guy thinks he's trying to do.
The true man, while there's this, you both looking at each other in the eyes, staring each other down, standing inches from each other's face, he's like, in the pure lake, we got a saying. The boundaries of nature are loads more important than the boundaries of nations. We also say it's good to always keep your teeth nice and clean. In case you gotta make a big speech like that. Helps to have clean teeth. People always listen to people with clean teeth.
You're just saying that because you went to the dentist on Tuesday.
I wrote that before the dentist trip, bitch.
He's not wrong. No, he's not wrong.
It is true. You do have something in your tooth. And it's like a little leaf, and I have been looking at it the entire time.
Yeah, your teeth are very white.
Your smile might be infectious for your friends. However, you do have a piece of creme in the teeth.
Haine is standing at the edge of the roof, and he's like, clean teeth. Yes, clean teeth. I must instill that in my sons.
I'm going to say, Cindy, I'll ask you something. Take a look at the Prime out there. Do you think he's a fake?
Let's see. He's going to say, what do you mean is he a fake? He's going to look down at his shield again and be like, I don't know if he's a fake, but something's weird, but whatever. This is a weird day, right?
No. Unfortunately, weird days seem pretty normal around these parts. All right.
Luka, will you please give me a advantaged perception check for your Hunter's Quarry, and then you can add a plot die. You can turn it up. Cindy is a funny-ass nickname that I never considered, and I fucking love it.
It's really good. It's really good. Again, nothing on the plot die.
God damn.
But a 22 perception.
With that, you and Prayer lock in at the same moment. You see that there's movement in the crowd with this announcement. The assassin begins to move towards the edges of the courtyard. and presumably trying to leave, hearing this announcement that, like, showing radiant powers, you got to submit. She quickly converges with another hooded figure that's moving very quickly through the crowd. They bump into each other. Their hoods fall away, revealing that the one you've been tracking looks like the young woman that you saw in there with red hair doing the murdering. And the one that she bumps into has Voidbringer carapace. Red armor skin and white flecked, almost vitiligo all over her face. A scream goes up from the surrounding people. Voidbringers! And there's a panic that starts to grip a bit of the crowd. At the same time as that, like, screaming, Karshan releases the wood that has splintered. You just see an outline of a hand there. Face completely unmoving. Stoic as hell, but the eyes just still radiate that anger. And his sister has stood up. She dropped the polite princess act. She's furious, red-faced, screaming unintelligibly over the crowd, pointing up at the box, just yelling. The prince, he jumps down from his palanquin and just punches out one of his own guards. And then he looks over at his brother, who points up to the sky. Just a simple movement, raises his arm, one finger points up at the sky. And then a moment later, anyone that was focused on anything else, you miss this particular interaction, but you hear silence fall over the crowd. Nearly 100 feet in the air, as tall as the bronze palace's boob-like top, shines a silvery metal shard blade. The prince holds up this sword with little effort. It's simply a hilt leading into the blade. There's no crossguard. A dual-sided blade rises very thin up to a classic pencil tip, and a literal sword of Damocles, 100 feet tall, hangs over this crowd. With one swing, he could drop it and slay hundreds of people in here. And then in the silence, his brother begins speaking. So it dissipates, and the prince goes and, like, lays back in his chair, obviously tired from exerting his energy for this feat. You will not make a mockery of Rishir, Gandalwa. You and your council are nothing more than wretched shellmites, a group of parasites clustered together for protection while you leech away at the great shell of Roshar. This is not decisive leadership. This is fear. And he opens his arms and he's talking to the crowd now. Exerting strength through formalities, no individual will, no dedication to self-mastery. I hope this ridiculous plan works. I would love to crush you as my final opponent at Urithiru, like the puny little insect you are.
I guess I nudge my two companions and I go, I think maybe we should do something about this.
Yeah, that was a really weird thing for someone to say.
That really big sword has me a bit concerned.
Oh, it dissipated. As soon as he started speaking, the sword was back into whatever sprint it came from.
Not gonna lie, he's kind of speaking some truth, because this guy's an idiot. But I'm not too worried about
but
a sword.
we shouldn't kill everyone over it.
No. We're definitely no. We're not killing everybody. That part was a little way too much.
Yeah, that was over the line, you think?
Yeah.
Storms, I mean, that was
I
kind of crazy.
don't really like to make snap judgments about people, but good Stormfather. Oh.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it. We should do something, and it seems to be we have to do this as a group because he has a big sword.
Remember when we were worried about one flowing one and never got to do anything about that?
Yeah. No,
I wouldn't
I'm
worry.
down for whatever the group says to do. You know what? I will be a pawn.
You guys seem a little too comfortable with already being considered a group. We just met.
Well, I mean, you gave me a handshake, so now we're best friends.
Okay.
And Prayer is going to rub up against your leg as you say that. Does that make you feel a little more like a group?
I fully just pick up Prayer and I'm like, yeah, you can join me, man. Yeah, I got you. You can.
I'm sorry. I'm glad that you like the X-Hound, but he does not like getting picked up.
Appearing out of nothing right in front of your face, you see a little windspren, arms behind her back, leaning fully forward, goes, he's not yours, and he's free.
No, he's not mine, but he can definitely be. Well, I have a right hand. He can be my left hand.
Oh, please put him down. He does not like that.
I put him down.
Cosmekl is going to see all this going on and just say, well, looks like we're caught with our sails down on fouled coral. I guess it's time for me to tow us back to shore. Uncle Sindarum, do you mind lashing me out over the crowd a little bit?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
With a raised eyebrow, he's going to go, sure, kid. Is he one of yours?
He's. I don't know the guy. Though I actually do also need to be. I would also appreciate a lift down. I have some words.
I would also, yes. I think that everyone on this roof would like to be lifted down. Yes.
I put my elbow out. Hi, I'm Luka. Nice to meet you.
Again, he raises the other eyebrow and he goes, okay, just like matches elbows with you. I guess you bump him?
I extend my arm and I do it kind of like I'm hooking my arm around his and I pump it up and down very vigorously.
Does this mean you're married now?
He kind of catches on somewhat quick and he's like, yeah, I'll lash you guys out. Do you want to be seen using radiant powers after what the guy just said over there?
I'm not going to use radiant powers. You're
It's not our powers, is
Why
it?
not?
You're using powers.
I hear Nazir say that and I look at him and I go, you might have some soon enough if I'm not mistaken. And I take a very pointed glance at his wrist.
I just push it down a little bit.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be too forward. It's very impolite to comment on these kinds of things, but I do see.
Klazmakl is standing at the edge of the roof and he's stretching. He's doing the thing where he's leaned all the way down on one knee with one leg fully extended to the side. He switches to the other side and he looks up for a bit. He goes, I know the words. He turns around to you guys. He goes, hey, Luka, can you see that? And he points upwards with a huge grin on his face. And then Sindarum is going to lash all of you guys out as Cosmekl requested. You guys asked to go down, but Claus wanted to go out and up over the crowd a little bit. So you guys begin to float, the six of you, with Sindarum kind of hanging behind a little bit so he can maybe move you guys around if you need. So a total of 7 bodies, and he has his shield on his arm, begin to float out over this crowd. And yeah, Luka, give me a advantaged perception with a plot die.
Perception was a non-nat 20, and I got an opportunity.
Ooh, okay.
I got an 8 and a 15, and I have a +5 to perception. So
4th opportunity, I think you have 5 complications here. So right before you guys head out, the guards start running across the rooftops. The one that saw Pako earlier and took him into administrative detention is going to say, the Herdazian especially, we must take care of that one. The rest of them continue running out towards you guys and are screaming like, radiant powers, make sure you write down every note you see about these people, get wanted posters across the city. Then at the same time, as you guys start to float out over the city a bit more, you see that there is movement from a large figure that is sort of camouflaged by something, making its way across the rooftops. You hear some screaming as it moves past people that are further out into the city. And as it makes its way towards the center, the light weaving illusion falls from it. And you see a chasm fiend, or there's not chasm fiends yet. We're going to call it a Nak'Kam. One of these great shells is walking across the roofs, digging its massive claws into the rooftops, embedding them a little bit as it walks forward. Similarly, from the other side of so we're going to say that's from the west. From the east, there's a loud rumbling as the ground begins to shake and move. There's a ball of rock that begins to move and crowds are parting way for it. It makes its way into the center of the courtyard and the rocks begin to fall away like Harry Potter brick wall style. And in the center of it is a Rashadium that rears back and whinnies. And both of these take very prominent positions. And Klazmakl just raises his hand to his head and he's like, "Oh, Tsunami, why did you come here?" At the same time, he's like, okay, this is it. Are you guys all good if I speak a little bit?
Yes, I am always good to
Sure.
fight. And I pull into my belt and I pull out my dagger and I flip it in my hand and I hand it to Pako and I go, because it seems like maybe you don't have something right now.
Yeah, it was nicked. Yep.
Yeah, I have a spare. You may have it. I'm more of a bow girl anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I look at Nazir and I'm like, you seem adequately armed.
Can I have my sword back? Just seeing as though you still
Hold on.
have it in your hand.
1 second. Pako, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Klazmakl?
What does that even
That is
mean?
not
What
your
is a
sword.
second?
You really should not have taken it.
It means 1 second, because I think I will actually be needing to use it very, very soon.
But you can have
knife,
the
I would
dagger.
like my sword.
You can have the dagger.
I'm gonna-
That is his sword.
You're being too stubborn and annoying, and I might stab you. Just give me my damn sword. Give me my storming sword back.
I don't think
And
that's
then he
what
comes up, and then he just takes his sword out of his hands and throws the knife at the floor.
There's so many people below you, you don't want to do that.
I don't care. Paco's just had enough with Nazir being a pompous, light-eyed officer that always gets in the way of the storming battle. Pako takes his sword from his hands and throws the dagger on the floor and says, "Go get it now."
As it begins to fall, there's a little beam of light that connects with it and it just kind of dangles in the air for a little bit before zooping back up into Klazmakl's hand. And then now is when he looks over at Luka and is like, "Hey, do you see that?" And now we'll resolve that roll. That was a dirty 20 and an opportunity. You look up and you see above you clouds are beginning to form. And up in those clouds, you see a massive face with curling white hair that moves out from it in this endless wave of strands that mix with like the cumulonimbus clouds above. And Claus raises his fist to his mouth. Ahem! Boom! This thunderous boom shudders through the entire city. These large puffy clouds are beginning to darken and giving a lot of shade from the sun. It lets the people below look up a little bit, and he just goes, "Hi, I'm Cosmekl, bondsmith of honor. I sure do appreciate everybody who showed up here today. It is great to see you all again. That speech sure was a bummer, but, don't feel too down. You all have plenty of time before one of you reaches the top of the world. Mr. Prime, sir, the true king's candidates aren't going to bow down so easily, or they wouldn't have been chosen in the first place. They're people with really strong convictions founded in strict ideals. They swear oaths." And then he looks up quiet for a moment and he goes, Oh, right. I came here today to make a different kind of announcement. We bondsmiths are so impressed with the advancement of all the king candidates so far, and we can't wait to see more. But today's just been so much fun that we want to do it again. A big gathering of Radiants, like a conference or a tournament. Everyone make sure to bring your own chairs, and let's meet back up here in 2. Kaboom! There's another explosion of thunder that bellows and lingers in the air for 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, yeah, sorry. Let's meet back up here in 5 years' time, right here in Azimir. Thanks for listening. I think it's time for us to go now. So he turns back to the group. How did I do?
What just happened?
You are a bond. And I just kind of get on my knees and just kind of like.
You're floating in the air, but
I
you
malfunction
contract
a little
your
bit.
legs upwards as if you're getting into the prayer position.
Pako just looks at Luka and, I did not track. He's also fumbling, just kind of stumbling, fumbling.
He's a bondsmith? He's still there, right?
Yeah, and he holds out 3 fingers to you. 1 of 3.
I hold my elbow out to him for one of my handshakes, I guess.
He grasps you. I knew we were friends.
I thought you were kind of silly, and I still do. No offense. I'm so sorry. No offense. I'm a little taken aback at the moment.
Don't act all formal with me. We're still friends. And the true man, he's going to say, well, I think it's about time I mosey on out of here. And ask Sindarum, just tap him on the shoulder and be like, let me down now. Klazmakl is like, hold on a second. He puts his hands out, T-posed, palms straight forward. A thin white strand rises from the ground, and with his left hand, he grasps it while it continues to grow and the glow brightens. Another strand falls down from the sky, meeting his other hand, and you see a kind of strain on his face as he slowly brings his hands together, closer and closer, while they tremble more and more as he's resisting something. And then finally, the fists connect at the center of his chest, and you all feel your consciousness fade in and out of Shadesmar and another place. Which direction are you mentally focusing on? North, south, east, west? Any combination of the two?
I need to look at a map.
You would know
whatever
that
direction
the peaks are to the
in.
east.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, the east.
Paco's looking to the east.
All right.
He's taking lead from Luka.
Give me west.
All right. With the majority voting east, it doesn't matter what you said there, Myles.
Okay.
Can Myles,
Sorry,
since you were the one that was overridden here, can you give me a D100 roll?
Yeah.
Hey, Myles, don't fuck this up.
Yeah, please. Well, you've been rolling okay, so thank God I'm not rolling this.
Okay, I got 2 zeros and I got 50. So is that 5?
As the fists are brought together, you guys feel yourselves fade in and out of Shadesmar and another space. You mentally are pulled place to place. You feel this rising as you're able to almost see over the entire continent, and then you feel solid footing under your ground yet again. The 7 of you, which is the 3 of our player characters, Prayer, Cosmekl, True Man, and Sindarum, now find yourselves just outside of the capital, about 5 miles away from the center.
Fuck.
What? Hello? You're all here with me. You're real?
Dude.
What?
Cosmekl holds his head and he's like, oh, I thought I was gonna get us so much further than this. I'm sorry, guys.
Cosmekl, why would you do that? I knew you were gonna do something
feel like
stupid.
a lowlander. What was that? You didn't even ask me permission?
I knew it.
What
I knew
the?
it.
What?
I knew it.
I was trying to put on a big show too. I wanted the announcement to go really well, but I think we need to run.
Cosmekl,
You are not the villain. Why
plan.
do we need to run?
I had a plan. Plan.
Paco throws up.
The flowing one is still there. What just happened? The weird instrument with the man was there. I needed that. Why am I here now?
I'm sorry, guys. I probably can't do that again for like a year. That was really hard. I thought we were going to go so much further.
After a year, the man with the weird thing will be gone. I need that. Why did you do that?
I'll be honest. That was jarring. Don't do that again without telling us, please.
Okay. Next time, I'll let you know.
All right.
Oh, give me 1 second, please. And I walk away, and I kind of get sick. I think I need to throw up, and I just can't.
Cosmekl.
Yeah?
Is the Prime a fake?
Oof. That's a good question.
Don't do that. You owe me because I had a full plan and you just.
I don't know for sure.
There
There were 90 people there. I can't remember every single face, but I can say that. Oh my gosh,
Cosmekl, you absolutely ruined it. You literally I had a perfect plan. I had an actual perfect plan and you ruined it. You ruined it.
Well, we can go right back into the city if you want, but I think that those guards took like good notice of you and they're probably going to arrest you as a Radiant if you go back. I don't know.
Cosmekl, if you didn't take me away, it wouldn't have mattered because they would have been on my side because of my plan, and you ruined it. You just ruined everything.
I'm sorry, Nazir. I was trying to help you guys.
Oh my gosh.
I look at him and I go, what's the difference between me and a very, very angry person?
I don't know.
It's the same thing. And I put him in a headlock. It's gentle. It's not like really bad, but
Your brothers have put you in headlocks many times, and you are...
I know what to do. I know the right pressure. I am very upset right now.
You ruffle up his long Thalen eyebrows, and I think that's where we're going to end it.
Dude.
No, well, you're a bitch for doing that.
Dude, I'm not joking. I had a
The Knights of Desolation are
Me
Andy
too.
Cotton as the Pako, Myles Johnson as Nazir Alethlin, Allie Lester as Lukai'kualinaki'ashalor, and me, Noah Tubbs, as everything else. Cover art by the incredible Aria Barra, at ARIIRF_ on Twitter. Music by Net Denizen Lane, aka Lane. And special thanks to Arjun Joshi, my deputy DM. Thank you for listening. Smash those like and subscribe buttons. You can find us on Twitter at 4Cremlings with the number 4. If you have any suggestions for names, flora, fauna, news spread, Silver Kingdom's era lore, or any other thoughts, leave a comment or email us at 4cremlings@gmail. Still the number 4. Thank you to the legendary Brandon Sanderson and Brotherwise Games for this amazing world and system we get to play in. See you in 2 weeks as we continue the journey of the Knights of Desolation.